Greetings once again, heroes and villains. Duuz-Diz-Din back again with My Hero Academia. Now, previously, All Might has continued using his armored might to keep All For One distracted. Now, All For One knows he's being played, but his jimmies are rustled. I mean, it should be easy. The great hero no longer has his powers, and yet he's still putting up a fight thanks to Melissa's shield. Thanks to his friend. So as All For One is fueled by anger, sending out blast after blast. No plan, no thought, he just wants to squish a bug. But All For One, he's powered by the memories of Izuku. He's powered by the memories of the day he first met Nana Shimura. And though he does get injured, the suit holds him together. But will it be enough? Can All Might run All For One down? Join me as I find out. Won't you? Alright, it's My Hero Academia number 398. Toshinori Yagi, Rising / Origin. Interesting. Didn't we actually get, a kind of prequel chapter that was All Might Rising? That was like a special chapter before the Two Heroes movie that showed the events of Nana's death and then All Might heading to the state. So we start with a flashback of a young Toshinori Yagi asking Nana Shimura, "Let me be your pupil." We then cut to present day. All Might facing off against All For One. His armored vehicle Hercules once again launching out support items towards him. Oh, it's a needle. All Might takes the needle and stabs it into All For One's gut. It's super acid injection. Pinky. Ah, nice. Ashido. All For One calls out, "Oh, just after rewinding some damage, you're dissolving away now?" The damage rips through All For One's body as he calls out, "All Might." Well, All Might mocks him saying, "I'm trash, right? So much for that theory." Jeez. We then cut back to the past as young Toshinori follows Nana, saying, "Let me assist you." Nana says, "Without a quirk? Ridiculous. Quit following me." Toshinori says, "Please, I mean it." Nana says, as she floats away. I love how she's just floating down the walkway. Go defend a 3-meter radius with that rusty pipe of yours. Good luck. Jeez, so dismissive. Toshinori says, "My family was killed a while back." Ah, we never really hear too much about his family. Nana says, "Mine too, but I don't have the luxury to join your little quest for vengeance." Toshinori says, "I just can't accept a world where those who take from others can come out on top, and then those who have had everything stolen, their grief turns into hatred in an endless spiraling cycle." Nana turns back to him, saying, "Yeah? And what's your solution?" Well, suddenly she's taken aback as Toshinori tells her, I want to make the world a place where everyone can live with a smile. And for that, the world needs a symbol." Nana questions, "A symbol of what?" Toshinori tells her, "Of peace." We then see the landscape of the city. Jeez, it's been ravaged. The utter destruction, odd spirals sticking out here and there, buildings crushed, dilapidated. Toshinori tells her, "Even with plenty of new buildings, invisible restoration effort, people have been living in fear for a while now. Their hearts and minds are shrouded in darkness." Nana laments this, then asks him, "So, you would put on a grand display of power?" Toshinori tells her, "Everyone's got a tough enough time with their own 3-foot radius. So yes, I would step up. A quirkless guy like me has no role otherwise." Okay, we didn't pick up in present day. Tatooine Station. Yeah, this is where it all kind of began, more or less. Where Deku saw that giant villain fighting Kamui Wood. We see All Might launched through a building, bouncing off of the train overpass. He goes skipping building after building after building. Jeez. Back at police headquarters, they call out, "All For One is even closer to UA now, but he's veered off course. He's pursuing All Might instead." And you see Sokuchi seems to be holding back tears. So as All For One closes in on the downed All Might on top of a rooftop, and as his suit calls out, fractured ribs, full body contusions, respiratory malfunction, all Might can do is look to a nearby rooftop. The same rooftop where he first talked with Izuku Midori, where he first revealed his secret to Izuku, as All Might thinks I too was once brimming with youth. He remembers Izuku rushing in to help Bakugo. He remembers Stain's words, "The man we knew as All Might could not live his life any other way. And as All Might struggles to his feet, body shaking, barely being held together by his suit, All for One looks down on him, rage still filling his eyes. All Might thinks to himself, is he even younger now? Maybe he's not aware of it. Better not probe or he might come to his senses. He had to use quirks to expel the pinky super acid from his body, but the strain is hurting him. Does taking damage speed up the rewind process? Jeez. All Might starts to laugh, and as All for One looks at this broken, barely held together man, laughing a mighty laugh, All for One smiles as he starts to summon quirks into his arm. His usual go-to. All Might laughs a laugh, remembering all of his past experiences, everything up until now, and he calls out, "Don't stop now, Hercules, keep it coming!" And Hercules launches even more support items towards All Might. Gee, All Might thinks, to be of service to others, what a joy. Man, it's really hard to look at these panels because it's like, it looks like madness. All Might thinks, fight on, together, as more and more support items attached to All Might's broken body. He says, you hear me? To victory! As he brings together thrusters, gravity, and ingenium, full throttle, and deep within the depths of One for All, the visage of All Might senses it, saying he's fighting. Ah, man, and then we see Deku versus Tomura Shigaraki as Deku thinks of All Might. And we have All Might versus All for One as he thinks Midoriya Kid. Shit. Dude, Horikoshi went hard on these panels. Man, these were the most amount of pages we've had in a while, too. I hope Horikoshi is doing a little bit better because we've been having a lot of short chapters for a while now. And I'm glad he's pushing through to get things done, but I hope he's also looking after his health. I don't know what's really going on in his personal time, so I just hope he's alright. But man, he was really bringing his A game with this stuff. I was kind of worried because I'm thinking, okay, it's like, with that title, does that mean that All Might's gonna die here? But it's just simply that conviction, because we've never really seen his encounter with Nana and what helped to kind of get Nana to take him on. It's interesting to see that it was almost kind of an inverse of Deku. Whereas All Might saved Deku when he was helpless, then he kind of put Deku down, you know, brought a dose of reality into things, but then Deku had that big heroic moment, and then it was after the fact that All Might was just like, you too could be a hero. But for Nana, it was more of a inverse. You pick up with a young Toshinori fighting the good fight, but obviously getting his ass kicked. In comes Nana, and it's just like, yeah, no, that's useless. You fought a good game, but don't overstep or you're gonna die. But it's interesting to see that maybe it was Toshinori's determination and his ideas that got through to Nana. I don't know if maybe we'll see more in terms of that flashback, but, you know, lofty goals, lofty goals. It's also interesting how All Might is depicted with all these dark armor and the blood splatter. Kind of very much reminds me of Izuku when he was in his, you know, dark hero phase and all that. And then you cut to All for One, who has all this light radiating out of him because of the rewind and stuff. And some of the panels, you'd almost think that All Might was the villain. And it's really hard to say what's going to happen here, because it really could go either way. But, you know, All Might, it feels as though it'll either be that All Might dies here in this battle against All for One, or he just lives long enough to have like one last goodbye with Deku. But with everything he's suffering here, yeah, no. I would have a hard time believing he'd live. Then again, Bakugo lived through what he lived through, so, I know a lot of people said that in his previous fight against All for One, it felt like All Might should have died, but it didn't quite feel like that. It never felt that way to me. It always felt kind of like, no, it doesn't quite feel like it. I guess just because I wasn't quite ready to believe that he should die yet. But here it feels like, yeah, this feels like the swan song. This feels like the end for All Might in every way conceivable. And with everything that we've learned and the fact that, you know, he's adapted so much from the students that he's helped to train, that he's been watching them as much as they have been learning from him. Like, something about that, like, really brings the title of My Hero Academia. It's just like, even despite the fact that he was already the greatest hero, All Might was still learning. Man, that's just good. That's really good to me. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. What did you think about this fight between the rapidly falling apart All Might and the constantly healing All for One? And did you like seeing a little bit more of All Might's encounter with Nana Shimura? Let me know in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed the ride, and until next time, I've been Duuz-Diz-Din. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.